This is Dezzy Hollow. We're right here at the Nico Blitz Podcast.
Oh my God, is that Nico Blitz?
Nico Blitz Podcast. We somewhere in the mid-20s, man. We had my guest on before when it was just the lunch table. Now it's the Nico Blitz Podcast. And before we start, man, for everybody who's listening or watching this thing, I need you to salute, because we are here for one nation under the funk.
That's right.
Indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. Shout out to my brother, Dezzy Hollow.
Yo, what up, man? Nico Blitz in the house, man, in the house. I'm back for another, conversation with my guy, man.
Come on, man.
Frisco, man.
We got Oceanside in the building. You know, I feel like the last time I saw you was literally right before the pandemic started. Yeah. And it was for your, was it your birthday? Or what? We were just having a party.
It was for a show.
It was a show, yeah,
It was a show. The last time I seen you was for a show in Oceanside. But we've seen each other off and on at the, I think, down the street at one of the bars.
Did we?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You were DJing. But
no, see, that was before that, though, because I'm talking about the last time I saw you was your party in Oceanside.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right, actually.
When was that, like 2019? Like, I think it was like literally right before. Yeah. Something like that, man. Well, it's nice to see you, bro.
It's good to see you too.
It's very nice to see you. I've been seeing you super pop off on TikTok, man. You know, I like to say that TikTok has been the catalyst for a lot of artists, man. And you're one of the few people who have definitely capitalized on the platform. I've just been seeing nothing but like Lowriders and your promo videos. I'm like, Dezzy's really taking over this shit, man.
TikTok is like a tool, like a promotional tool almost. And you know, thanks to the team and figuring out, you know, how to have our own type of like style on TikTok, because everybody has something working out for them. Yeah. So, you know, us with the funk, we brought Lowriders, we brought, you know, kind of like that West Coast style. So all of our TikToks are pretty much either funk or Lowriders, or, you know, something in the realm of West Coast.
Yeah, like you've definitely just catered to the West Coast. And I'm not talking about like, you know, new West Coast shit. Like you really like brought back like the old West Coast shit. I feel like whenever I see your videos, I'm in like the fucking 90s or the 80s.
Yeah, I think my team does a really good job at bringing back that whole like old West Coast, West Side Connection, DPG type of style with the videos to match, you know, the style that I'm doing right now.
Yeah, and I'm loving it, bro, because, you know, I think you released Grandma's Boy, yeah? Grandma's Boy a while ago.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing, man. Grandma's Boy was more so like lyrical hip hop.
Yeah.
And from there, I dropped Can't Handle the Funk, which kind of led me in the direction of just doing funk.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, because Grandma's Boy was so, it was such more of like a lyrical project. Yeah. And then literally as soon as quarantine hit, like you just come out with the gates with all the funk. And I was like, I love Grandma's Boy, but I love it when I'm like moving and grooving and all that shit. And it's like the funk. I was like, the funk definitely encapsulates your style that much more, bro. And so was that more so of a conscious decision that you wanted to make, where I'm like, you know what, like, let's just do straight funk now?
I think that the style that I was doing over the kind of lyrical hip hop type of style that I was doing before, it really catered to the funk sound. When I did that, almost the same formula onto a twisting up the funk and bringing that flavor to the funk, it kind of gave me a different type of style. So for the most part, man, the style, I think, gives me that much more creativity, because I like to be versatile on my songs, and in every 4 bars I kind of like to switch it up. So I kind of have a jumpy format. So putting that over funk beats was something that I don't think anyone's done before.
Yeah, I feel that, because, you know, when there's like this thing where everybody's pretty much sampling stuff nowadays, right?
Yeah.
And so now the song that I was gravitating toward the most, because I mean, I got the project before a lot of people, let me just put it out there first, was Ballerina. And because you had the Give It All to Me sample, I was like, first of all, I've never heard this sampled. And second of all, I didn't think that this would fit over like a funk beat.
Right. So pretty much the beat, I had a custom made beat. And to be honest, I was listening to that song going into the studio. I made that in Huntington. A producer at Huntington Beach produced that beat for me, and I went in there with the idea of that song already playing in my head, and then I put my own twist to it.
Yeah,
and it actually worked.
Yes, it did.
I don't think anybody's ever like flipped that melody of that song. Oh baby, bring it all to me.
Well, you know, I'm the type of guy, I'll go on Who Sampled whenever I'm just trying to figure out like, okay, who exactly like sampled all this stuff, and literally nobody else has sampled that song according to the website.
Yeah, that one wasn't like something that I planned. It just was in my head when I recorded the song.
Yeah, I feel it. But you know, the project overall, there's a lot of samples on it, bro. Like especially when the first record popped off. Like, you know, I don't know if you know Roll Through. Like, so Roll Through has its original sample, but then that was actually also flipped by Mac Dre sometime in like the 90s, right? And so immediately I was like, cool, this makes me want to listen to the Mac Dre song as well. And it's cool because it's like all three of these songs, the original, Roll Through, and also the Mac Dre record, Dradio, like they all kind of have like their own different like style to it.
Right. And and initially the beat that we made was like a recreation of Cali is Active by the Dog Pound. But my boy De La made it.
Yes,
man.
Okay, well that's where the Bay Area influence comes from. Right, then yeah,
De La
that's what's
made
up.
that, man. Shout out to De La.
Shouts out to De La, man. What would you say was like your favorite record on the project to make?
You know what? Usually, the songs that I record at the very completion of the project are more so my favorite because they're made so on the jump and they have a little bit more direction. Usually, when I put a project together, the base of it has to be something lyrical. Something that means a lot to me. And then after that, I start forming, okay, what are people going to like move to? So toward the end of the project, I got to like make Roll Through. I made another song. I can't remember off the top of the head which one it was, but they were so like more like up tempo. So I would say either Roll Through or Another Day at Work are like my two favorites, mainly because they were just made on the fly, you know?
That's what's up. I feel like that's the best way to go about it, you know? It's like not necessarily forcing yourself to be creative. If it was just one of those things that just came up off the fly, then all the better.
Yeah, and every song has its own little like feel to it. Like some songs I'll take my time with and some songs just come just naturally, you know?
Yeah, I feel it, bro. You know, for people who haven't listened to the project, I kind of just want to go through the track listing really quick and name literally all the features that you have. Sugar Free, WC, Billy Blast, Lil Rob, Baby Bash. So many, bro. So many. Like, you've been tapping in with so many, like just G-Funk cats, bro.
Yeah, working with those artists, for sure was something that was, achievement for me and the team and yet alone the city. Just having those artists, come to the city and be able to work with them. But working with those artists, man, for sure has given me a boost in like my confidence.
How'd you get in with Sugar Free?
Man, a lot of the features I get and a lot of the things that I do are off of just like reaching out and trying to be as on top of like not bugging them, but just reaching out to them as possible, because it's hard, man. It's hard to get a hold of people that are so busy and already have their schedules filled.
Yeah. Was it one of those situations where you just like sent the record out and
yeah, it? I didn't. I mean, not yet, but we've talked about it, but I haven't been in the studio with them yet. That's the ultimate goal, is to get in the studio with another artist. Yeah. It's cool to make music with other people, but being in the studio, it gives like, you guys are on the same
wavelength.
Right. And you guys are sharing each other's like creativity. So we're yet to be in the studio together, but when that day does come, it's going to be magic.
I still feel like there's a lot of mutual respect Because especially having Sugar Free on it, who's just like a legend, man. It's
yeah,
like,
and you know what's crazy is that like he's starting to come back a little more and more, and people are starting to like be more familiar with Sugar Free. Not saying that he's not a legend in any way, but it's just crazy that like the history is coming back, you know?
Yeah, it's like people kind of got to know where the roots of like G-Funk and all that came about, bro.
Yeah. Fucking Sugar Free, but he's a good guy, man. He's a good guy.
How'd you even get into G-Funk? Because you know, it's obviously like some West Coast shit, but it's like, who put you on with G-Funk?
Just G-Funk and aging all the way back to funk. I've always been really influenced by it. Listening to a lot of music, you know, from my pops that he showed me. I was just around a lot of like funk music, and then you know how the funk turned into the G-Funk, and when Snoop Dogg came around, and I just been really into, like, to be honest with you, very influenced by gangster rap growing up, and you know, I wanted to put a twist on it and see what I could do with it, because I had always done like funk here and there, but I never focused on it, you know?
Yeah.
So now I have an opportunity to like focus on it and see what I can make.
So how come you weren't focusing on it before? I know you had like a couple records.
I was doing more of like a lyrical trap, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
Like that whole like era of like EBT Boy, and I was doing a lot of lyrical trap. I just was a lyrical artist, you know, and nobody was really doing lyrical trap. And then once other artists started like kind of like doing similar, I had to switch it up, and I had to figure out, you know, what I was gonna do to be one of a kind.
Yeah, I felt it, because I think in terms of like modern artists, you're the only one doing this shit right now.
Yes,
at least from my personal like knowledge of, you know, like up and coming artists right now.
Right. There's people definitely doing it, and there's always been people doing it, you know, and especially on the West Coast. But I think I bring a different element to that sound, to create, you know, this type of funk that I make. But there's been people for sure doing this type of music, but you know, not the style that I'm doing.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely that Lowrider music, I gotta say.
Yeah, man. And the Lowrider like community is a big thing out here on the West Coast, you know?
It really is. How, like, you know, growing up in SF, there's actually like a cool little Lowrider community over there.
Of course.
Right? But over here, when I, you know, I guess every Sunday or like first Sunday over in East LA, they have like a whole bunch of Lowriders that just like drive up. And I was like, man, this like doesn't even compare to what happens in the Bay. Like the Bays look small compared to what happens in East Low. So it's like, is there kind of like a little, like, how's the Lowrider community over there in Oceanside?
The Lowrider community in Oceanside gets popping, man.
Yeah,
it gets popping, and it's just so like so many people are gravitating toward the Lowrider community in Oceanside, mainly because they're just they're set aside from having beautiful cars. It's just a really warming type of like atmosphere when you go to these meets. You know, you have like vendors, you have sometimes performers, and you have beautiful cars, man, and it's just good vibes, you know, and you hear that old school funk. They got a DJ playing old school funk, and it's just good vibes, man. So like that whole scene, it's everywhere down the coast, you know.
Yeah,
they have meets up in, you know, up in the Bay all the way down to, you know, to Oceanside, to San Diego. But the community, man, is super strong, super strong, and I don't think it'll ever go away, because Lowriders, like they're getting more and more, how would you say, like value.
Yeah, and
people, they love to be around Lowriders, bro, because it's like it's a part of history.
Do you own a Lowrider?
You know what's funny, man, is you know, that's the crazy thing, man. I was in the middle of purchasing a Lowrider, man, and right in the midst of it, things change, you know, things change, kind of plans change. But for the most part, I'm still working on getting that 63, 62, and it's going to come in time, man.
Okay, so question, because I'm in no way a car enthusiast at all. How much would like an average like Lowrider, like a 62 or a 63 cost?
It depends, you know, if you're like buying a project and building it up, it can go anywhere from like 10 G's to 20, you know, just on the skeleton of the car. But it's an investment, man. And right now I'm just heavily invested in my music and in my career more so. But the time's gonna come.
Yeah.
That time's gonna come.
I feel it. You know, my grandpa actually, it's a sad story actually now that I'm like thinking about this shit, but like when he moved from the Philippines to over here, well, in San Francisco, he actually bought a Cadillac, you know, back in the day, back in 1972. 1972, yes. Unfortunately, he ended up getting that car stolen like right in front of his house, man.
That is like the worst thing you could do, especially if somebody's building it, you know, like building it up and then somebody's gonna take it. That's like, man, that's like a stab in the heart.
Yeah, man. I mean, when my mom told me that story, I was already feeling it like, dude, that sucks, because that's something, you know, he hella worked on. But, you know, sad story aside, I do remember now going to your party, and I ended up parking my car, and then right in front of me, the car was just like super elevated, so that like my hood was basically sitting right underneath the trunk of the car, and I'm over here having anxiety like, I've never parked behind a car like this, bro, and I feel like this shit's about to like pop off on my shit.
Yeah, no, for the most part, you come to any event, there's gonna be lowriders, especially in Oceanside.
What was the last lowrider event you went to? You recall?
I just did like an event that had a couple lowriders crews involved in Oceanside at the Oceanside Museum. I did like a set with the live band from San Diego, and we did some live music. We did some songs from my album When Nation of the Funk, the live version.
Yeah.
I had a bass player, a keyboard player, and a drummer, and we just got down, man. But it was cool though. You know, we had lowriders parked out front on 3 wheels and shit. Like it was cool. It was cool.
And you know what? I didn't get the fucking invite to do any of that shit.
No, you know what? I know Nico's very busy. There it is. But hey, man, we gonna turn up sooner than later, man. And I gotta bring you out to one of the meets.
Yeah, well, you know what? Like, I actually want to go to one because I've never been to like a lowrider show like that or anything, man. Like, I'm so interested in just like witnessing the culture because, again, based off like all the stuff that you be posting on like Instagram and TikTok, I'm like, man, I gotta fuck with that.
Yeah, no, we be going up, bro. We just like to have a good time, you know. Especially with summer coming, you gotta pull up, bro.
Okay. Pull up. Am I actually gonna get the text, or are we gonna play with this? Oh, Dezzy got COVID, Nico got COVID situation.
Nah, no more cat and mouse game, man. We're gonna bring you down. We're gonna put a cup with a Michi cup in your hand. And,
the Michi, man.
We're gonna have you on a lowrider bike cruising through the meet.
I wouldn't have that much confidence to be on the lowrider bike. I feel like you gotta drive it, and I'm gonna just be like, you know, like one of them little kids just like hunched over, like, bro, like please don't crash us, man.
Nah, man, I'll get some pegs for you.
Okay. I'll roll with that. For sure.
Some pegs.
Yo, I mean, speaking of all this car talk and whatnot, I saw you met Exhibit like a while ago. How was that?
Oh, it was cool. He was down in a neighboring city at one of the dispensaries doing like a meet and greet. But I had seen that he was there, so pretty much I pulled up on him, and the owners of the building brought him out, and we got to like have a conversation and actually meet, you know. So that was really cool. That was my first time meeting him. And I've always been a big fan of him, man. And you know what? I'm kind of like upset that people, especially this new age, only knows him for Pimp My Ride.
Yeah, man.
Because he was an amazing artist.
Yeah.
And he was almost like Dr. Dre's right hand. If you listen to a lot of Dr. Dre albums, it has Exhibit in there, you know. He's literally on the beginning of the Chronic 2001. But he's one of my favorites, bro. And meeting him was super dope. But as you know, meeting people for the first time is just really like small talk.
Yeah, I feel it because, you know, like I remember when I first started doing all the interviews, it's just like, oh, how was that conversation? As if there was like, you know, a piece of like fucking history made through that. But, you know, I've come to realize that like that initial meeting is just like, cool, like let's just solidify that there is some sort of relationship here and, you know, let's keep it pushing. At that point, when I saw you have a video with Exhibit, I was like, I wonder if he's going to be on this project. But, you know, I guess we'll just see what happens.
Yeah, no, hopefully we can get him on the next one.
Yeah,
you know, including Snoop Dogg, DJ Quick, Corrupt. You know, there's a handful of artists that are going to be on this next one. We're going to make it happen.
I feel it, man, because, you know, especially with you, like, sampling a lot of, like, the old school funk shit, I was like, man, like, I would love to see, like, some sort of unreleased Nate Dogg verse on, like, a project of yours or something, or, you know, tap in with Snoop's, tap in with the people who are just so legendary and iconic with this particular sound.
Yeah, I think I think in the future that there's gonna be a lot of like collabs with some legendary artists for me, mainly because I think my ideas that I'm bringing, especially with the twist of the funk, it's I think that they'll want to work on something.
I feel it. Do you feel that so I've been to San Diego a couple times already, over the past year, just doing DJ gigs and whatnot, and I always get stopped at Oceanside. There's always like this big ass block of traffic that runs for like 30 minutes. Like, what the hell is going on over there, dog?
Right. So if you come on the 5, avoid coming, a rush hour where it'll be packed from literally like at the end of Camp Pendleton all the way to Carlsbad. Like it's just like it's a developing city, and there's just so much people that are just in the city now, like that are from not even from the city but are living in the city, to where it's just packed, bro.
But bro, I promise you, I be driving anytime during the day. It's always right in Oceanside, because I remember the exit. There's like a Denny's or something, and I'm just like, bro, like it's always packed here. It don't make sense.
Right, always packed, always packed.
And I'm like, I don't know, maybe is it like the little military base? Like, it's crazy to me, dog.
I don't have a for sure answer, but it's getting worse and worse, man. But it's nothing like out here, I'll tell you that. Like you from where I came from, like was not even that far until like the traffic, that you get on the road and the traffic is just like, oh shit, it just added like 30 minutes to my travel time.
I feel it. Do you feel like musically Oceanside, especially over the past couple of years since I last talked to you, do you feel like Oceanside has gotten that respect it deserves? I still feel like people don't necessarily know where the city is unless you're like from California and you realize like, okay, Oceanside's like 30 minutes away from SD.
To be honest, just like any other city, it takes that spotlight for people to be familiar. And it takes somebody to do something incredible, for the city in order for people to kind of like recognize it. But for the most part, if you are going to represent a city, man, and trying to like put the spotlight on it, you definitely have to do it right, because people will respect your city just for you being so real. You know what I'm saying? Like people just speaking about the city through the music, people will respect the city just because you're keeping it real.
So that being said, how does the Oceanside community, like, I guess, sort of take in your music?
I think that the way that I paint Oceanside is the way that I know it, and it's the best way that I can paint it. So for the most part, the people that do rock with it out of the city, it takes a lot to like rock with an artist. You really have to like not really like play both sides, but you have to like cater to everybody.
Yeah.
And I think that I do a good job at that. So this city loves it, but I'm doing what I can,
Man, shouts out to Dezzy. Shouts out to Oceanside. Oceanside, bro.
Big O in the house.
The big O. I think last time we spoke, bro, I had asked you what your ethnicity was, and you just had zero clue at that time. Did you ever end up taking like an Ancestry.com test?
Yeah, but it had like a bunch of like, it doesn't. The thing about the Ancestry is it doesn't give you like a pinpoint of like what you are. It had like stuff from all over the place, man. And
well, what did it have?
A lot, man, a lot. I can't tell you everything, but it had so many different like countries highlighted.
Well, what was the biggest number? What was the biggest one that was highlighted?
I can't even remember, man. When I did it was a while ago. I want to say that I did it before the last time that we had our last interview.
Did we? I gotta look back, because then I was thinking about it. I was like, I don't think he ever told me.
Yeah, I did. Huh. I did take one.
Okay.
You
only remember like the biggest number, like the biggest percentage that was on there?
No, and the funny thing is I still have Ancestry like emails, in my email,
God.
but I don't even know like my password to really. I mean, for the most part, bro, to be honest with you, I never really was like, after I did it, I never really like went back and like try to see like all the people I'm paired with, this and that. I just been so focused on, you know, like trying to figure out this whole bringing Oceanside light that I never really went back in and dug in, man. So I definitely got to do that.
Did you ever feel like, I mean, you know, I'm obviously Filipino. My girl just walked in. She's Mexican. So it's like, you know, for our podcast, it's called Mexipino. So I'm really repping for like Filipinos. She's really repping for Mexicans. Right. Like, you know, culturally, like where, like, did you ever feel like you ever had to like, I don't know, I guess stand for a certain culture because you don't necessarily know, like,
I think that's like a crazy question to ask because I think about that all the time, you know, and going back to like what Oceanside thinks about me, like I try to paint my biggest, the best way I can. I try to paint Oceanside because, to be honest with you, like that's kind of what I am and what I'm familiar with is the culture behind Oceanside and the backgrounds that are there, and for the most part, man, I just keep it Oceanside, man. Like I don't really know like really how to break it down, but it's weird, man. It's weird being from Oceanside and representing. It's almost like its own ethnicity.
I feel it, yeah. That's what I was gonna get to actually from you just talking about that, because I mean I like to pride myself to be like a San Franciscan. Right. But you know, like whenever I think of Oceanside, you're always the first person to come to mind because you just rep it so hard, bro.
Got to, man. Got to. I got to. That's all I got, you know?
Yeah. Shouts out to Dezzy Hollow once again, bro. So this album's out right now, One Nation Under the Funk. What would you say was the most difficult aspect in regards to creating this project?
The most difficult part of One Nation Under the Funk was deciding the songs. Deciding what's going to be on the project because I already had like the track list set and all that, you know, months prior to turning it in, and then I just keep switching. I just had to keep switching it to make it. It's a lot of listening and getting feedback, you know. I think important thing about putting a project out is making sure that it flows. Yeah. You know, and that's to me is the hardest part. Making the music is its own difficulty, but making sure the project flows is really hard. Yeah,
I feel that, bro. There was a line that is just always stuck in my head, and I might just butcher it. It's actually from Ballerina, right. And it was a very clever line, actually. You said something along the lines of like,
before you say it,
yeah.
Let me ask if it's this line. She give a fuck about the ABCs, but get for a P. Is it that line? Is it that line? Let's hear it. Let's hear you say it. Let's hear it.
I mean, you just said it. I told you I was going to butcher it. You just said it.
Hey, man, that line right there, to be honest, that whole song, it was very, like I said, was on the fly, and it was
it's clever.
It was kind of playful, you know, that song. I just wanted to have fun on that song.
Yeah. Shouts out to the Ballerina. If you're even talking about a specific person, but shouts out to the Ballerina. Okay, so that being said, because I like to say Pushin' P came from the Bay. What define P? What's the P?
A P is a player, man. You know, okay. You gotta be a player, and you gotta play the game for sure. So right. P is a player, man. So she give a fuck about the ABCs, but she cares for a P. She does.
Give me the top attributes of a player.
A player is all about his money. That's all I gotta say. Right.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, that's it.
So if you about your money, you a player.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
I'm playing the game. I'm for sure playing the game. Trying to figure it out for sure, of course. But yeah, no, a player is about his money, man, at the end of the day.
Facts. Did you get any new tattoos since the last time I saw you?
No. It's still that Backyard Boogie ink.
Nice.
But did I have this right here?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, that one's pretty obvious as to why, you know, you yelling out Oceanside all the time. I think I can figure that one out for sure.
I think I got this this one right here like the last time we met. But this is the newest one. I haven't really got no tattoos like that. A lot of these tattoos was when I was like really young, and now they're kind of faded away, but I got them when I was young.
What was the first tattoo that you got?
The first tattoo was on my chest. I got like a big old thing on my chest, and then
well, what's it say?
It says "Kingdoms are falling." It was a part of like a Bible scripture.
Oh, okay.
But it's just so big on my chest that it's like, what the hell?
Well, why was you said kingdoms have fallen?
Yeah.
Why was that line so important to you?
It was kind of like a signal of like the times that we're in right now, you know, and how things are going. And it's funny because like it still like applies still, you know, with everything that's going on. So I got that tatted on my chest at 15, man. And,
oh my God.
Yeah, 15. And to tell you the truth, like a lot of these are all like garage tattoos from all people from different hoods and shit.
Oh shit! What?
Yeah, man. They can say I put money in their pocket, you know.
Hey, man. I mean, get it done.
Yeah, but it's just crazy, man. I definitely got some work to do. I got to get it all touched up, man. This was all when I was just super young. So
you about to get some more or what?
No. I probably, to be honest with you, I wouldn't get any more, but I would want to get it like cleaned up.
Okay, for sure. After this project, you know, you're probably dropping like just so many tracks throughout the year. I feel like you never go away. Like, what's coming up after One Nation, Under the Funk, Indivisible, For Liberty, and Justice for All?
After this project, I think I'm just gonna be focusing on back to my singles.
Okay,
but I kind of want to do a little bit more collaborations, man. To be honest with you, I never do them, but when I say collaborations, I really want to work with artists that are like that I've listened to when I was young, like some that I already have on the project. Like there's more that, you know, I've always wanted to work with that hopefully I can get and collaborate with, because I want to see what they got. You know, I want to bring that spark in them and hopefully bring them back to that old, you know, nostalgic sound.
I feel it. So Dezzy, let's go through a quick round of like hot fire questions. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, first one, man. Hard shell tacos or soft shell tacos?
Both. You know, they have both.
What do you mean they have both? Like medium shell taco? What the fuck?
No, you just put a hard taco and then you put the soft one around it.
Ooh.
And it gives it the soft crunch.
Where the hell is that? Like, is that just something y'all do? Well, I've never seen that before.
You can make it, but they have like a version at Taco Bell and shit, but you just make it.
I fuck with it. All right, since we talking about Taco Bell, bro, Doritos Locos Tacos, fire or mid?
Fire.
This is why I fuck with him, man.
Everything hot.
Come on, man.
Everything hot,
man. Come on. Top 5 funk artists of all time.
Of course, you know, George Clinton.
Yes.
Evelyn Champagne King is fire. I've sampled quite a bit of her songs. Funk. Do you want some of my like G-Funk?
Yeah, let's go with some G-Funk too, bro.
If we're going to G-Funk, then, you know, of course, rest in peace to Nate Dogg. And then we have, of course, people don't pay a lot of give a lot of credit to Snoop, but what Snoop did with like funk music, like the way that he twisted it, bro, like he's almost like a genius, bro, like Snoop. And a lot of people see him as a gangster, West Coast gangster rap, but bro, he twisted funk to where nobody's like ever done it before.
Exactly. I mean, you definitely got to give Snoop his credit, like literally one of the pioneers of this shit. Yeah, and it's like a lot of people's influence just came from Snoop.
Right. And of course, Warren G.
Yes.
Of course, Warren G. You can't leave Warren G out of that, man.
Yeah, shouts out to the 213. I think that was the group, right? Snoop, Nate,
and Warren, yeah.
Yeah, shouts out to 213, man. All right. Reebok or Mad Strange?
Oh, Mad Strange for sure.
Okay. Nike or Mad Strange?
Oh, Mad Strange for sure, man. I don't even think I have any of those labels on except for Mad Strange.
Shit, me too.
Oh, matter of fact, I brought you a shirt too.
Oh, you bought me? Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
Wait, you gotta see it.
Oh, yeah, let me see it, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Before he shows me this shirt, I'm not even gonna look, y'all, but before he shows me this shirt, let me just set the picture really quick. I ended up getting busy one week. No. Actually, there was miscommunication initially. and then I ended up getting COVID. So we've been trying to get this interview going for 3 weeks.
Right.
So when I finally FaceTimed your manager, I was already wearing the shirt. I had like some shit on my head and whatnot. I had a hat, and I was like, man, I gotta wash this shirt, make sure it's good for the interview and whatnot. So thank you for coming with a new shirt, bro.
Hey man, we brought you a fresh shirt so you can exchange shirts, man. Here we go.
Oh, what's it? Oh, damn. Wow. This is lit, yo.
Pinoy Pride.
Pinoy Pride. I didn't even know there was Filipinos in Oceanside, bro.
Of course. Come
on, man. For y'all who are not watching this and just listening, it literally says Oceanside with a Filipino flag on it, man.
Let's go. Pinoy Pride in the house.
Dude, this is fucking lit. Me and my girl are about to record Mexipino podcast. I'm about to wear this on it so we can do more promo for fucking Mad Strange, everybody.
Right. That's right. We're looking fly for sure for the Mexipino.
There's really Filipinos in Oceanside?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, and if you go probably like 20 minutes down to Mira Mesa, it is Filipino Central.
Nice. You ever been with a Filipino girl?
I have, man, you know.
Yeah, and after that, he's keeping it P. He pushing P.
Right.
In many different ways. Might I just say, my bro Dezzy Hollow in the building, man. Thank you so much, man. Where can everybody find you?
Hey, Dezzy Hollow on all social platforms, and hey, we just released a video roll through, and we released the album One Nation Under the Funk, and they're available to stream on all platforms. We appreciate you having us.
Nah, man. Shouts out to Dezzy. Shouts out to Oceanside. Oh, I keep on fucking that up, man. Shouts out to Oceanside. Shouts out to Dezzy. Shouts out to Daniel. Shouts out to Mad Strange.
Pinoy Pride.
Pinoy Pride. Adios, y'all.